There we go. Sorry, we brought up the slider, but there, the muted it for some reason. Thank you so much for letting me know. There we go. It's off to a good start,
so
is it not?
Two.
Yeah, take two. That's right. You
take
never
two.
think of what's in Wayne's World where they do the Scooby-Doo thing. This was all a dream. The dream sequence, you know.
That's right.
That's right. That part never happened.
So take two. Andrew gave me the reins of the beginning of the show, so I just wanted to welcome you all here. It is Monday night, and welcome here to our live show. For those of you that don't know, we are Xenia and Andrew, my husband. We are in Montreal, and we do live streaming shows right here. Education, entertainment, fun, and not so much. Well, today is going to be a little bit of everything and maybe a little bit more of that not so much part. It is your YouTube live streaming guide, or maybe even better, a YouTube survival guide today. There's something I want to talk to you about, and I think there has been a lot of that on everybody's minds lately. Yes, some people might not like it, but I think a lot of you people have been thinking about that already. And we just want to talk to you about it. How to grow on YouTube. Do you do it the right way? And is it worth it to be on YouTube the way it is now? I think it has become a trend in 2019 to grow on YouTube by guilt.
To grow on YouTube by guilt, to handle oneself through guilt. We're going to get into... I want to say, though, guys, a great big warning at the beginning of this, okay? As in any of these subjects like that, nobody is being singled out. This is through a lot of our experiences and other experiences, A. B, if you've seen that this happen to you or any shape or form or think you're aware of it, please keep it to yourself. Comments will be removed, timed out, or even thrown out against screen. This is not a place for any kind of attacks. I'm not into channel shaming. I don't... None of it, guys. Feel free to talk. Keep things very blunt. No alluding to anything. Okay? I really want everybody to respect each other. That's what actually the moral or the goal of all of tonight is to talk about respecting oneself and respecting their place in YouTube, respecting their fellow creators. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. So I hope you guys will help us with that. So anybody, I understand sometimes you went through some pretty hard scenarios and my heart goes out to you, but it is not the place to air them out like that. No calling out anybody, no arguments, please. I just want to state that off. It's a zero tolerance for that. It's not that your situation doesn't matter. It's to keep it respectable for everybody. If I say anything tonight, I mean, as an open book, you see things happen, something might allude to in that. That's fine. You don't have to sit there and say, oh, I know what he's talking about or anything like that. Chances are probably don't. And if you do, that's okay. But that's just leave it at that. So I hope you guys are getting, I don't want to become part of the problem. We do our own stuff in our chat to become part of the solution. So I hope you will all join me in doing that. So I just want to put that out there as a really big notice to everybody. So much respect. That's what it's, just respect. Respect is the goal of tonight, guys. So thank you so much for your understanding. But it is something that's really going to be covered because I don't say it's a problem, to be honest, and I'm not going to get all dramatic. I would say it's probably epidemic ratio at this point.
It's a trend.
It is. It's a trend. It really is a trend. It's a whole new thing, and it's to the point that there's channels mentoring other channels almost without even realizing it on how to do so. I have to order a new mic. I got problems too. My big problem in life right now is I got a mic stand that broke, and I had jury-rigged it with a screw and with a nut and bolt to try and get it to work. So there's one of my big problems in life right now. So
if you read our description of this video, and just a reminder of you that YouTube was started in 2005 as a YouTube, as a video sharing platform. You know, it all started with cat videos and home alone videos kind of style. And now it have exploded into a volcano of creators and content, or not so much. That is not anymore so much a video sharing platform, but has become into social media platform. And there is a difference. You might say, well, it's all one thing. It's all the same, you know, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, it's all the same. No, it's not. YouTube is, or was supposed to be, a video sharing platform. Well, lately the trend is it has becoming a social media platform, and just might, in my opinion, be the start of the end of YouTube. Who knows? Facebook is already seeing some of it. So that's also a part of it. We're not talking just only about us or just only about you. We're talking about what YouTube is turning into, and is it really something we want to be a part of?
Tonight might sound a little bit cold and callous, some of the things I say. I'm going to say that right off the bat. And if you want to take just that part and run with it, that's your decision. But I will balance it out in why I feel the way I do about certain things. And for the record, Xenia and I do have heart towards a hard situation. So I just want to state that. I mean, everybody can make their own, and there's always going to be somebody who's going to take one little piece and run with it. I don't plan to. I've never been reserved with you guys. I've always been truthful, whether somebody wants to hear it or not. I've done the best of my abilities without being hateful or mean, but I am going to be very, very, very blunt by times. That's just the way I am, but it's to make a point about what's going on, and I will balance it out between after that, you know, we can't be too cold and callous, but you'll hear it after. I'm just giving you fair warning onto that. If there's going to be somebody run with it, and I said this, well, that's fine. I'm fine with it. You know, really, I can, I'd rather be truthful. So get ready for it, guys. In the meantime, please, though, hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff, guys. Get more people in here. The more people, the better discussion. And please, I encourage you to discuss. Discussion is the best way to make things better on here. Just keep it respectful. Also, I'm going to keep saying this through the night. Anybody just joined us, please do not bring up any personal scenarios, any channel names that will get you timed out, removed, whatever it takes. I am not in a channel shame. It's not going to go on. Then we're just adding to the problem, and that's what I don't want to do. So I'm just saying that out here right from the get-go, okay? If you have a scenario, you can talk about it very generally without outsing anybody and stuff like that, and you can bring something constructive. That's a great thing, because you know what? There's some people in here right now that are going to go through the stuff we're talking about and wondering how the hell do I deal with it? How do I deal with it? Love the name of your new series. Seems so relevant. Thanks for the... Thank you. You know what? Thank you. That's one of the first people to say, you know what? That's what we started this series, and this is exactly what it is. You can find millions of videos on how to get on OBS, blah, 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 blah. But this is a whole new frontier, and nobody is discussing the ethics that come with it. It is a very hard thing to do, live streams. Incredibly hard. A lot of you follow me for a while, know I usually compare it to a bar. Because when you open a bar, most people do it the same way. Oh, it's going to be so amazing. My friends are going to come and drink with me. It's going to be wild. We can pick our own music, do all these things. What happens when you have that friend now that starts to drink a lot and starts obnoxiously hitting on the women, or breaking glasses all the place, or cursing at the top of his lungs? Do you throw out your friend to save the other 99 people that are enjoying themselves? Do you keep your friend and lose 15 patrons, and maybe in turn that invites 15 new problem members? You've seen that happen with bars. How many of you gone to a bar and then years later you go back and wow, this place turned into a disaster? Well, somebody in the line decided to leave the problems in because they figured they were worth more to keep than the good patrons. The good patrons went away, the bad ones attracted more, and now you're left with something at a roadhouse. I mean, that's what... nobody discusses these things in detail about it. You know, you'll get a 5-minute point your finger video somewhere here and there along the way. But it is a big discussion. A lot of people are getting into live streams, and a lot of people really get hit between the eyes about, you know, what am I doing? What's going on? Please update your schedule channel video description. The series for each night is no longer matching.
If you see in the description of our video, you also see that the summertime is up to the different schedule in June, July, and August. But thank you.
Thank you very much. So as I was saying, that there is a lot of ethics that go along with it, guys. It isn't an easy place. And this is partly in tonight what happens is about dealing with problems and how you're going to balance your channel between keeping patrons happy and when some just are causing too much, even though they come to you and they support you, when is enough is enough. So, and that's hard it's hard for everybody. Anybody with half a conscience into them, it's not easy. And there's no real right decision. You have to think about what's right and best for you. There is a whole fascinating element to live streams of this new uncharted frontier here. And there's a world of possibilities, but there's also a world of problems come with it as well. And we have to take the good and the bad. And I think it's great that we do get together and discuss things like that. That's why we kind of back and forth over the title for a while when we first started this series. What should we call it? What's it to accomplish? And then we just realize there is a lot of things that have to be discussed that either aren't discussed or dilutedly discussed, And we're not going to find a solution all of it, by the way, tonight, guys. We're not. To none of this stuff. It's just opening up the conversation. Then more people run with it. More people have the discussion. And maybe things get better down the road. So a lot of people I know, one thing that's a very common trend is, well, this person's causing trouble on my chat. I don't want to piss him off because he might leave. Or he might take people with me. Well, that's a hard thing to deal with, especially up and coming. And don't kid yourself, we're up and coming too. I mean, at 85, 80, or 86 or whatever, we're still beyond an up and coming channel. We're the head of a pin on YouTube. Xavier and I have never had a delusion about that from the get-go. We face the same challenges as anybody that's been monetized. So that means anybody 1,000 and over that's been monetized, in the same boat as you. We go up, we go down, we lose. Things happen all the time. Nothing has changed. Nothing has gotten easier in that part. It is a lot of work. And yes, there's some times where I've had to deal with something like, oh my God, what am I going to do here? What are we going to do here? This can't keep continuing. But in the end, pretty much our decision has always been to keep the majority happy. But I will not chase people who don't want to watch me. I will not go and adjust the whole thing to satisfy that person, because that's insane. You're going to be constantly chasing your tail, for lack of a better term. Nobody gets anywhere that way. You can change the message when the majority is telling you, hey, they're not staying as long. That's where you look at your analytics. Wow, we're dipping in the second half and this and that. What are we doing wrong? Oh, we've been talking about this usually around that time. People don't like it. They're leaving. Well, guess what? They have a voice. They've made it heard. So, okay, it's time to do something about that. If we don't and play ignorant, plug our ears, or our content is not up to par and people find it boring or uninteresting. And that, I mean, your barometer's right there. It's if you choose to look at it or not. There's all kinds of parameters here to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. But it's if you choose to listen to it. You can't lead a horse to water. You might think you're the greatest person in the world, but I mean, if people aren't getting it, they're not getting it. And that's not because of any other outsiding factors that anybody can blame, and I've heard an array of them. Okay? Everything under the sun. But that's usually when that person hasn't had the talk with themselves. The big talk. The really big, important talk of saying, hey there, why do you honestly think they're not watching? Honestly, if you were that viewer, would you watch it? And that's the tricky question. That's the one rabbit hole that a lot do not want to go down. It's a hard one, and you might get a lot of answers that you don't want to hear from yourself, but there's a silver lining in the whole thing is once you get those answers and you allow yourself to take them and you allow yourself to stop the blame of it was the wind and it was the spider walked across my screen and knocked it off, and whatever comes into your head, you're going to find the answer. And then you can start working on it. Then you can start being better. And that's something you got to realize, people. And I've watched people that, well, I know I've been on here for 16 years. You can be on here 16 years or 6 months. How many times have you guys mostly all have jobs or go to school? But I'll take a job, for instance. Somebody's been there 20 years. You know their work stinks. You know they're bad at what they do, but they still have that job. They're still there. So just time on here doesn't mean that makes you an expert onto it. I've also seen channels, and I got one right in my head, the Huntsman, who's only been on a couple of months, and he's past us. Way past us. Way past us. And there's many like that. it's a game of either we get it or we don't. And if anybody here has ever owned their own business, they know that, because you're always responsible for you. There is no CEO, there is no board of a trustee, and nobody that can come down and say, hey, you're messing up. It's on to you. And there's only you to pat on the back and only you to blame when it's all said and done. So, you know, that comes into one we're going to be talking about tonight, about growing with guilt. I know I'm jumping right into it, guys. I don't want to do... I love senior sewing. I hope you guys will do them. I love seeing them. But I don't think it's right for me to go and do the sewing and all the other stuff when we're talking about this. I hope you guys appreciate that. It's good to stay on topic. And with this topic, you know, like anything mostly in these survival live stream survival guides, that's the whole point of them, is for us all to kind of stare ourselves in the mirror for a moment, all, including me. And we do it a lot when we get ready for one of these, because, hey, as you notice, you can see with the number, there's not 5 million subscribers, and I'm not flying on a jet to Switzerland to do, I don't know, a pajama party with Casey Neistat collab session. So I don't think we've quite made it yet. Xenia and I are in the midst of really looking at our channel. We're really looking at the way we're trying new things and stuff like that, and avenues we've never gone down into before. So we're right in the thick of it with all of you guys. So this is not preaching, this is talking. And one, like I said, guys, the more you guys talk in the chat, the better. I think you guys can help each other out immensely. Just always remember, guys, and I'm going to keep saying this tonight because I don't want no slip-ups. Any experiences you've gone through with any channels or anything like that, no names, no scenarios, nothing that alludes to an exact channel in any shape or form. It will get you timed out if it keeps up thrown out. I understand some of you've been through some very hard times, but it's not the place to do it in somebody else's chat, okay? So I just want to put that out there once again to remind everybody. So, you know, keep it clean. Keep it productive. Let me do some of the negative, as we do with the promoting you guys' channel. Let me have to bear a bit of that one, and you guys be part more of the solution. So, the Huntsman, we were just brought you up as an example not 5 minutes ago. Good to see you. All right, I guess it's time to get into it, guys. I really do appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. And I will say, guys, if you can, hit the like button, tweet out. The more people in, the better the discussion. So, I will try to keep it as balanced as possible. I'm a human being, and I didn't take no oath to be on YouTube, so I don't have to be completely balanced. I will do my best. I have my own stuff that bothers me on here and stuff like that, but this is more, we're talking general tonight. So,
in the meantime, if you could share this out, this important topic, we would really appreciate that. Please do share it out on your social media and your friends on YouTube. Let them know so they can get into the discussion as well.
Sorry, I'm getting coffee, guys. Jace, how are you? How are you? Good to see you. Great to see all you guys tonight, by the way. Thank you so much for coming, each and every one of you. I do appreciate having you. So, can you put it in the thermos, please? Oh, it's in the car. Never mind. All right, that's enough off topic, I guess, guys. You've seen enough of the goings on in the background here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I'm ordering it on Amazon right after, so that's a given. I got to get a new one. Thank you so much, Steinorth. Steinorth is a fantastic channel, guys.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
He's been one of our poster children. I call him, I tease him, because he's an older guy, but doing fantastic on YouTube, and has ran with so many of the tips to make his channel better. Oh, no problem, Cardoso Media. It's always great to have you in. Always great to have you in. All right, I'm going to jump into it, guys. Okay, here we go. All right, there's no time like the present. You seen the title tonight. What do I mean by that? What do we mean by that tonight? And I do that a lot when I get talking. I say me, but I mean, of course, it's Xenia and I together. It's just a freedom of speech, but we're in it together. It's stuff that we've discussed as well. And we've come to a decision on what we're going to decide to talk about. So, have you ever been asked this question? If you knew now what it was like to be on YouTube, would you have joined this in the first place as a creator? If you've been asked that question or you asked yourself that question, can you type number 1 in the chat, please? I'm curious to see that. If you've been asked if you knew what YouTube would be like, would you have joined it? Have you ever contemplated that one or been asked that? If you have, type in number 1 in the chat. I'm curious to see. I think a lot have. I really do. And I really believe, I think, you know, if we had 10,000 here tonight, it'd be just that many more ones coming in. I think most big creators would as well. I mean, they've seen their stuff. It's see, I love what we do. I really do, and I love the YouTube experience. There's a passion and outlet into it. And if you know Xenia and I at the time, we were never supposed to be in front of the camera. So this is I didn't really like live streams at the beginning, to be honest. I didn't quite get it. I didn't understand it. I didn't see the point to it. I've said that times before, so it's not something new. But since we started it, I think Xenia and I really found our voice on here. I do. I think we found an outlet that we feel that we can accomplish something. And it's been a very, very, very rewarding experience, to say the least. So, once I've said this before and I say it again, if we had to close our channel tomorrow or it was gone or something happened, that would suck big time. I would not be happy about it. And I'd fight for it what I could. But say we couldn't get it back again, I still feel accomplished. And that's why I consider our time on YouTube for that part an absolute success. Because it's for the accomplishment that you have to be on here. Yes, you need goals. Like any other business, you can't sit there and open up a cupcake store and say, well, there I opened it. I'm done. I've done what I can. No, you want to grow. You want to. That's normal. But you need some self-satisfaction in what you do. And that is the most important way to accomplish anything, whether it's on YouTube or life, because we all need that drive. You cannot leave yourself feeling like you've not done anything at the end of the day. That's like trying to have a marathon through the desert without drinking any water. You're not going to get it. You're going to crash. There's no way around it. You are going to crash. You know. You have to find some contentment on this platform. And I find there is a problem with a lack of finding that in oneself. Horribly, horribly depleted people from that have come onto this platform with goals way bigger than they could ever possibly handle, expecting it in with no time at all, and leaving themselves bitter, cold, and that. There's also the people that are doing that a lot of times are people that came into YouTube for the wrong reasons. And I am going to get some flack for this, but I will explain my point of view, and it's up to anybody who wants to hear it or doesn't want to hear it. The motivating factor on YouTube is to be a creator. And as long as you're within YouTube's guidelines, it doesn't matter what you create, because in the end, the audience is going to decide what they like and what they don't. And the ones that get good at packaging what they want to say will do better. That's a given. And there's going to be a lot of luck involved into that as well, into that equation. And there is luck. Don't kid yourself. There's a lot of YouTube channels out and very few that make like a full-time business out of it. Remember, too, as a side note, you don't need to have 10 million subscribers to always have a business. There's lots of people who have 25,000 subscribers and make quite a good living on here by selling other products and stuff like that related to what they do, just as a side note. But driven by that, when I say it came for the wrong reasons, is financial issues in their personal life, medical issues in their life, problems through family. I mean, there's an array of reasons why some have come on here. And I feel you've heard me go ape shit crazy about the 1K, 4K thing. Half the reason why I hate it so much is because I feel like it baited the hook to a lot of people that were in some pretty hard situations and made it sound like an easy way out. That it was pretty much way more a given than the lottery. That, oh my God, here's the answer to our problems. We're going to do this. YouTube is going to be our golden ticket. Have you heard of 1K, 4K? Yeah. You only need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours, minutes. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like there's a lot of money at the end of that pot of gold, folks. And I'm going to get me some. And I'm going to make life fun. I'm going to fix all my problems by being on here. And everything is going to be so much easier after I just get set on YouTube. Probably about 3 months, 4 months. I'll stay up around the clock because I'm already having problems in my own life. So I'm going to go day and night on this platform, making myself more exhausted, keeping myself from more real life opportunities that would pay off much more in the longer run. So in the hopes that maybe I could get, I don't know, what do they pay? Something like, I think it's about $10,000 I've heard after you're monetized. Something like that a month. There's money in those yard YouTube mountains. That is the problem when money parts come into things, because that dilutes a lot. And the message got diluted, and everyone was jumping onto it. How to get there. And that built up more and more of that pump. And this is the way to do it. I'm going to get me rich, folks. All my problems are going to be fixed. My wife is going to leave me. But YouTube is going to make that all better. Because I'm going to make money. And I'm going to find all kinds of people to talk to day and night that are going to bring nothing but positive lightment to my problem. Because, you know, YouTube, like anything else on the internet, has always been renowned for positivity. You know, my health. I can barely walk anymore. Now, I have large medical bills. YouTube is going to pay for them. This is going to make it all better. I won't have to worry in 3 months after being monetized because that will all be paid. Guys, insert situation X and they all fit into there of why people come on here. There's also people with severe mental issues, guys. That could range from anxiety, paranoia, schizophrenia. The list goes on and on and on and on. And by the way, if anybody doesn't know, Xenia's training she has a master's in psychology, just so you know. Is it for hire? No, not in any shape or form. She's not practicing at the moment. Secondly, even if she was, she'd be, is this the right place to come for help?
No, it's not. If you need a professional help, you need to seek a professional help. And definitely YouTube as a social media or video sharing platform, no matter how you see it, is not a place to do it. Any professional psychotherapist or psychologist is not going to be consulting you anyway, using this platform altogether or giving any advice. If you need advice, you need a specialist, so go and seek help with a specialist of the kind that you need it for your problems, definitely. And no, I'm not for hire. This is not why we started our YouTube.
There you go, guys. There's an answer right there. I'm not taking much from the chart right now, but I do see something about finding community. Yes. Okay. Yes, that is an argument to be said for that, the same as on YouTube. Okay, I will buy that. The problem is that there's most then starting to counsel each other on stuff. It's one thing to be there for each other and share an experience, okay? That's a big part of it. But when it becomes to almost like some to help, but the problem is, here's where it gets it, guys. There's a lot out here that are manipulating ones that do have it for their own gain. That's why it's not a good place to come for help. Because there's a lot of predatory ones that will do stuff, use them against other channels, send them in to say stuff, make them do. There's all kinds of things that I've seen here in the last year that make me honestly want to puke. Because that's the traps of being in here where there's money. And I've seen it done. So I'm not saying this blindly or making I have seen it done. I've seen people get used into it and that. Sending this one out to be the voice of them and stuff like that. And they tell them stuff like, oh, that's going to get you all kinds of subscribers. oh, everybody's going to worship you. Then when everybody comes down on them, they all just step away and leave that person taking the fall, which for anybody who has any kind of mental issue is probably one of the worst scenarios you could ever put somebody through. Okay? So, where am I leading with all this? Where's Andrew going with all this? What's the point of all this? What does he want to say? Well, here's my thing. On the other side, too, I know there's channels that are manipulating it themselves. And with that said, and here comes the warning right off the bat, there are some people on YouTube that have afflictions we couldn't dream of having, okay? And some of them have millions of subscribers. Some have a few subscribers. And you know what? They're not asking for a hand out because of that. They're not asking. They're actually on here to show everybody not what they can't do, but what they can accomplish. And by that, they're inspiring other people who maybe aren't there yet to take off with it and run with it. Okay? But there is a side of people too with that aren't even that bad, some of them, and are making it work either for money or to grow their channel or to get more notice on here as well and stuff like that. And that is a big issue. And it's not just people with health issues, people with money issues too and stuff like that. Laying on guilt trips constantly, using that as a way to circumvent the system to get ahead further. That's another way. Many ways. I watch people doing that. You know, and then there's just some people in general that use guilt for no other reason than just guilt. How many times have you guys seen or heard, hey, where are you? Why are you not? You haven't want. I gave you $10 in super chats, but you don't super chat me. Hey, I've watched the last 10 of your live streams. Why don't you come to mine? I'm sick of this. How many times have you guys gotten those messages? Most people do that. I know that. I know that. If you knew in a week how many times we get hit with people just for wanting to do GoFundMes. We don't do, I know we don't do. And I don't like it. I wish there was a way, because there is some that would be interesting to help. But you know what? YouTube was never started off for that, guys. You know that? Really. And sometimes it feels on here like you're at a workplace, say an office of 200. And every second day somebody's coming up with the, oh my God, let me guess, your kid's doing jump rope for, oh, let me guess, your kid is flying a kite for pancreatic cancer. All good causes. But, you know, and then you get all the other ones like, well, you know, the tire's flat on the car. I've been having a bad week. You know, I've been having a bad week. I've had them by times. My life is not perfect. Yours isn't either. I don't think anybody's in here is in that. You know, there's so many things in here that people are just using time and time and time again. And don't certainly think it's just, well, Andrew's talking about what he sees happening in his channel. It could be any further from the truth. I'm seeing it happening everywhere I go. Remember the episode of The Simpsons where Marge becomes a cop? And by the end she's so fed up and she goes, everywhere I look, somebody's breaking the law. Dog without a leash. You know, she starts naming off all these different crimes that's going on around her where she goes. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I'm watching somebody on a live stream trying to handle this, and they're almost melting there. Because I've never been a fan of fixing anything through a live stream, through the chat. I get that all the time. You would not believe how many live streams now I go to. That's actually why I backed off going to some of them, because I feel bad for the person hosting the chat. Because I'll go in and then I'll get, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Oh, push this. Hey, you banned me from your channel and I've been trying to get a hold of you for a week. No, you're not. You're using their channel to try and shame me. So I'll say, oh, no, that's not the case. My God almighty, let me go and ban you now. Bullshit. I call bullshit on it right there. You did it, hoping I would do that. But I'm not doing it. But then again, it's not fair to the poor person hosting the live stream. I think it's awful. You just went and used somebody else. It's a user mentality. And I will say, for the record, that I do get guilted. People trying to get on for interviews We get guilted for people trying to have GoFundMes because they've had a hard week. They want to change their job. They want to fly kites professionally. What else? There's so many I can't even think of that I've been trying to be guilted into. And that, well, I do come to your live streams a lot. I do give you guys super chats. So because you did that, now I'm your fucking remote control. Just do as you will. Hit the button. Want you to do this. Want you to do that. I said at the beginning I'm happy with my channel where it's gone. And I'd be sad it was gone. This won't reach everybody. The sad part is what I'm saying tonight won't reach most people who should hear it. Okay? But here's the straight facts. I will close my fucking channel before I become that. So there's no use to even try and worry about it. It is not going to make any difference to me on that. I will either come on here and do as I want to do, how I want to do it, and I have every God-given right because it's my channel, the same as you have every God-given right to your channel. As long as you're between YouTube's guidelines, that's all that matters. Anything else, what anybody else thinks, that's their problem, their affairs. They got to deal with it. It's time. And I'm saying this because you know why? I know it's like to be a small channel going out and getting caught in those scenarios like that. And it's god awful to be put in that. I've been manipulated all the time. I get people coming in here. Well, I'm so glad that you're good about stuff because there's other channels who aren't quite. Knock it the hell off. Seriously. We know where you're going with it. We know what you're talking about. Okay? And none of that stuff. I mean, either you're going to have to be an adult on here and stand on your own 2 feet or not be on YouTube. I mean, it's as simple as that. There's no other way to look at it. This is not a place to do that. That was never created for it. And you're never going to get anywhere on here doing it. That's the point. There's no goddamn reason to do it except to hurt yourself on here. There's no benefit. Zero. Nobody's going to look at you in a new light for doing it or, aw, wow, that's the kind of person I want to hang around with. Love it. Nope. We all have troubles on here. We all have things going on. We all have days that don't work. We all have times that's hard on families, money troubles. Everybody goes through that. I come on here and we put on our show and do our thing and talk to you guys and all that. But does anybody ever think that maybe we might have a hard time or a hard day or a hard week? We are our own personal business. That's known for not always being easy. But we got to do it. If we don't do it, the kids don't eat. Okay? And I will tell you sometimes we're having a bad day and it's time to go on that. But I'm not up here to give you guys my pity story in hopes that A, will get more subscribers or B, get more super chat. I mean, how long before you get sick and tired of that mess and want to move on to the next thing? I sure as hell would. This doesn't mean everybody needs to be perfect. But I mean, my God almighty, this is just as truthful as it can get. This Jesus guilt trips all the time in that. If I don't get 10 requests, it's got to be more than 10. It's got to be. I don't know. I'm just picking numbers out of my head here, guys. Lots of times. I really need to talk to you. I'm going through hard things. If I do that, I'm becoming part of the problem. Okay? Because any moment that I give in to that and give in to need people and try and get them through that, it's never going to end. Okay? And I am not registered help. I don't have any bearing to do that. Why? Because I run a YouTube channel. Now I'm a therapist? I'm anything but. That you need help for. Professional help. And that's not a bad thing. If anybody feels that way, please, there's no shame in getting help. Whether it's a broken leg or you're having some bad thoughts in your head. Whether it's short-term, long-term. There's no shame into that. Okay? There's none. That's a good thing when you go and get help. That's the way to get better. Same as your leg. You wouldn't hobble on it for the next 20 years. I can't give you that. And I also have work, and I have a family, and I have a show that's on 6 nights a week. And the guess I have that light. I cannot do it. So I don't start it. And I know some people have gotten angry for that, and they think my nose is stuck up in the air, and I'm this and that. Well, if that's the way you need to handle it, fine. But it's not going to change. I can't do it. And what am I going to be able to tell you that would be any kind of help? What I would be telling you, anything would be the adverse. Yes, I can listen to somebody, they just went through something, and I'll listen. My heart goes out. But this is not an adoption program, guys. I don't have that kind of time. That's not what I came into YouTube to be. You do a live stream. Talk about people's channels, about our life, stuff like that. That's what I do. And I mean, I might seem cold sometimes the way I've had to handle certain things. But you know what? I gotta be. Because then if I don't, I'm part of the problem. And I don't want to be the problem. I mean that. It's got to be realized on here. If you came onto YouTube to create, fantastic. Awesome. That's what you should be here for. If you came here for help and stuff like that, and you can't deal with things and they're too much in your channel and you're going to quit every second day because it's too much and you need to talk to somebody 5 times a day on here, you're in the wrong place. And somebody can sit there and say, oh, well, they just don't want channels to grow. How is a channel going to grow like that? Even if you do sit there and keep it contentful for them 24 hours a day, it's not going to get any better for them. People come on here that have stage 4 cancer, that have real fucking problems. Let's call it for what it is. And some of them have risen right to the top. You know why? They're not here looking for pity trips. They didn't say, well, I have cancer, watch my channel. No. They're the tough ones. Way tougher than me. Because if I had what they had, I couldn't see myself on this platform being able to pull it off. They can do it. Those are heroes. And if you're going to come on here with your story and you've had time to deal with it properly, get it in order so you feel better in life, man, or you're going to genuinely share your trip through finding recovery, through recovery and going on to it, that's a different thing. Then you can inspire people, and maybe some people who are lost in this mess would maybe get some guidance and go through it and go and seek their own help. But that's not the case with someone here, guys. And I find it growing a lot. I do, without a doubt, blame with a big part of it on the 1K, 4K. There's too many in here now looking to try and change their lives out of a bad scenario and this is giving them the wrong hope to do so. There's lots of people who have hard lives. And you know what? Most likely whatever hard lives we have, somebody's had it 10 times harder. And there's some that had it 20 times harder, and some of them are able to do that, come on here, and still do well. And it's not because they're going around each channel saying, hey, why were you not in my stream last week? Come on, let's talk about it. Just give me 3 hours. Come on. It's only been since this morning since we last talked. If you need that kind of attention, you've got to go to get things semi-right, get on a track to something, then use what you have there if that's what you want to use as your story on here. But I don't go in for it. And like I say, it might seem cold, it might seem callous, but I truly, truly believe that if I do partake in stuff like that, then I am part of the problem. And I'm not going to be that. Not to send a message so much to, like, there you go, this is how to do it. It's because I can't. I can't do it. I can't. And if you're that needy for no matter what the reasons you keep bringing stuff up on here, there is issues. Somewhere underlying, somewhere else that's usually not connected anywhere to YouTube. And a lot of times, if you're having, the people having those troubles here are the same ones having troubles in their real life through that way. I'm begging you, for the love of God, if you're on here for money help or stuff like that, you're having a bad time, the little bit you're going to get at YouTube, you'd be so much better finding something out in the real world. This is not, you can keep your YouTube channel. I hope you grow to 10 billion. But please don't put all your eggs into this basket. Like, this is probably the worst investment you'll ever make. I mean, like I've always brought up the example. Imagine you went into a financial advisor. Well, I got a better idea than stocks. Those aren't risky enough. Check this out. I want to go live and hope that people will give me money throughout this live stream. And I can bank onto it. It will be $61.70 average I should bring in every live stream. What do you think? Well, once the bank manager, or the investment advisor wakes up out of his cardiac arrest that you just put him into with that sentiment, he's going to be giving you great advice immediately to either give your head a shake or not to come back and see him anymore. You can't come in here looking for this thing to pay off like a one-armed bandit. Because it don't happen. And I think most people that's been monetized now for a while have learned that. You know. I'm not trying to say nobody belongs on here, because I know how it goes every time. It gets misconstrued, gets run with and that. But, I'm just saying that if you're coming to me, it's not going to get you any further. Because I'm not having no part. I don't think a lot do. And I'm saying that because I don't want to be part of the problem. And I've had some people say, I'm sorry I did what I did tonight, but I'm going through it hard, and I'll stop them right there because you know what? It's no excuse. The same as if you do something on the street. Does the cop want to hear the whole story? It's not that I don't want to hear your story, but if I listen to it right there, right now, I'm letting you pardon yourself for your actions. If you can't manage yourself, you have to find out a way to manage yourself and then come on here. So, might not sound very empathetic, might not sound very warm and cuddly, but guys, what else do you want me to do? I'm not a therapist. I'm a host on a YouTube show. I don't make us out to be more than what we are. And like I said, the funny part is one of these people right here has a master's in psychology, but it's not like we're using it because you can't use it. You can't. She can't do that. You know? I don't want to be the ranting on that one, guys, but this is driving me crazy. And it is the point. That's not the reason why people say you should come on. I've had a gentleman ask an interview us for 4 months now. I can't because I know what's going to happen. I know who goes in there, and the moment I get on, it's going to turn into a fucking circus. I know that. So, actually, we don't get to do much as what we would like to do here tonight because, and I don't want to do that to other channels. It's not fair to them. That's not supposed to be this way on here. It's supposed to be we go on and do things. I like interacting with people. I do. And you know what? For the most part, people get it. And I've gone into live streams and they're like, oh my God, you came. But they don't say, well, it's been 3 months since the last time they came. They get that we get 2,000 notifications every day. They know that I can't go anywhere. And I've been on record saying time and time and time and time again, I will never be able to see all the channels that I know. I can't, and I won't lie to you. I've said it. You can go back and play my live streams for many, many months ago. I've always said that. There is no way in hell I could. Thank you, Nerd of the North. I appreciate that. And we don't have all the answers, but we got to have talks about all this stuff. There's got to be somewhere to discuss is going live besides how to get on OBS. That's a very big hole that's missing. And that I do get questions a lot from channels in private, lots of DMs. I'm going through this. I got 5 people on my channel that are constantly doing this, doing that. And it's this fear of throwing them out like they're going to ruin their channel. You can't always be scared of that. You really got to believe in what you do, okay? And whether somebody likes us or doesn't like us, we've pretty much done the same thing since last year. Yes, when you go on new, it takes you a couple to find your voice. But I mean, our show really hasn't changed much since, May, June, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
We do interviews. We do it. Yes, we had the advent of the wheel. If that causes the world to collide in half, then so be it. But still the same fucking thing as giving people advice on their channels and that. I've had people come and go. I've seen people who love what we do. Now all of a sudden have seen the light and I'm horrible. And I've seen people who used to not like us now really do. And we have new ones liking us and some like us and some stay and some don't. That's what it's like on YouTube, the same as a business. When you open the doors, some people will buy from you the first month and never come back. Some will buy from you repeatedly. Some will walk in and fondle the merchandise and get thrown out. And all those things that happen on here are the exact same things that happen. But if you don't stand behind what you do, and you don't respect yourself enough to keep flip-flopping with whatever's the latest trend, and you don't show backbone in what the people that are coming to you deserve to have in the streams, then you're never going to get the point of YouTube, especially live streaming. Because this, folks, is all about presentation and keeping your patrons happy. The majority. The ones who like what you do. Not changing on your core values, because you know why? People are going to pick up on it. They're going to see you as a seller. You can't look yourself in the face. You can only live a lie so long. Yes, okay, knitting becomes the greatest thing that ever took YouTube by storm. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Guess what, Xenia? Tomorrow, we're a knitting channel. How long am I going to pull up that charade before everybody sees through it? Oh, I can watch a couple of knitting videos and I can use stuff like, I don't know, double hook and a triple flip or whatever they call what they do. But it's not going to go very far. Soon people are going to say, well, there's a gigantic fraud if I've ever seen one. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's just quoting off a few things, nothing going. People are looking to you when you make a video, you make a live stream. You've got their attention at the moment, and it's your choice if you keep them or lose them. And sometimes you're going to make hard decisions to keep the majority of the people happy. You know? I could. Like, we're trying to get to 9K right now, right? Hey, I could let it just turn into a free-for-all in this chat, take away everybody's wrenches so they can't throw anybody out, and just let the cards fall where they may. But when the smoke clears and I've hit 9K, will most of you be still here? I have a good idea that probably not. So, that said, sometimes somebody comes in new and I said I don't give them a chance, because I have channels in here that are quite good to us, and when they first came in they were like 70-42. We actually got them turned around, and now I even see them, they still do it in some other channels, but when they come on ours they never do it. Because I like to think that they're not in love with what we do, but maybe they gained a little bit of respect for us because we've stayed the same. Our message hasn't changed. I've had people try to manipulate it. Xenia had videos made where I'm the most heartless son of a bitch that God ever created. So be it. If you're not convinced by seeing me and Xenia what we do here, when you're here, you're going to leave anyways. So why should I bend over backwards and cater to and lose a bunch of other people who genuinely like what we do the way we are? I mean, you know, you can't worry all the time. If somebody's going to leave and they're going to take something, we're going to go anyways. You know? Why chase your tail running after them when they're eventually going to go anyways? And that's always been my opinion as somebody causing trouble. I've had people in my chats trying to get me going, trying to get me riled up and stuff like that. Yeah, but you said that to somebody. Or is it true that I heard that you threw somebody out for doing such and such when they're such a nice person? Like, if they were so worried about that person, they would have DM'd me, right? Hey, you know, I noticed this channel's out. You know, they seem really nice people. Is there a reason why it happened? If they do it in your live stream like that, you know they're stirring up shit. I mean, we get messages under our videos and that, oh, I tried to say hi to Pusa 78 times and they don't see me because they don't care about their chat. No, not at all. We're not infamous for doing like a call out and reminding people time and time again if we don't see it, to highlight our name and say hi. That's something that we've never done that before. They're hoping we'll get that channel the other day. I got a message about it again this morning in another live stream. If I'm not wrong, it's between 25 and 30 different people that follow here. This channel went over a message on all of them. Oh my God, Pusa Studios banned me and I don't know why, and I just can't get a hold of them. They did it in messages. They've done it in live streams to me and that. I have no idea why. You handle yourself so well. You're nothing like a shit disturber, so I couldn't see you causing any problem in a live stream. Well, hey there, let me just get you back on the list because I'd love to have you back in because I don't see you as a problem down the road whatsoever. How foolish could have I been? We had a channel that was a good channel that was blocked the other night by somebody for some ungodly reason. What did she do? She sent a nice message of her smiling at Twitter and said, for some reason I can't get in the minute, but I'm sitting back and listening to Pusa Studios. Rectified in 2 minutes. That also happened with other channels. Somebody who had a grudge with another channel probably or something like that went and hid somebody we didn't notice. What's the first thing they did? I don't know, like normal human beings, they sent us a message in private. Listen, guys, I don't know what happened. I know it's not you guys, but for some reason I got banned in your chat, and I'm not sure why. Fixed. You know what? Sometimes I don't even know a reason why, but I unbanned them right away because you know what? They took a respectful approach to bringing it up, so chances are they shouldn't have been banned in the first place. There's a lot to be said for the way we conduct ourselves on here. You can go in and act like a turd in all kinds of live streams and that, but don't think that word doesn't get around. Don't think it doesn't get discussed. And don't think that people then are more on their guard when you come in. There's constantly a radar going on here. Us, everybody. Nobody's exempt from it. I know it all the time. I've had to deal with situations in other people's places. Like, that's why I don't blow up and stuff like that. Because I know I'm in somebody else's chat. Is that fair to the person hosting the live stream? Did they ask for somebody to go on like an idiot in there? And if I start fighting with them in there, I'm just adding to the problem. And yes, somebody's going to say, wow, what a coward. He wouldn't defend himself. It's not my place. You want to sink to the lower than crap mentality, that's fine, but I'm not going to join you. Let you fall on your own face, because that's exactly what you've just done, because most people that are even semi-siding with you are now going to be worried about you, because they don't want the same stuff happen in their stream. There's a lot to be said for keeping your mouth shut. You know? Just because you have the microphone in front of your face doesn't mean everything that's dancing around here has to come out here. If you don't have that kind of restraint, you shouldn't be on here. And I don't care the excuse, the reason, the whys, the hows, oh my God, well, I seen my dog dance with my cat when I was 2 and I haven't been the same since. That's not my fucking concern. And I really honestly at that point don't care. Plain out. Plain simple. We've had people come in our chat. Oh my God, my great aunt died today and I've been crying all afternoon. Can I get a shout out? I kid you not, that's happened more than one occasion. Can you imagine? No, you're not trying to get yourself ahead of a queue or anything like that. You're ready to pretend somebody died in your family so you can get a shout out. Oh, I'd love to get to know this channel more. I smell nothing but integrity. This channel's going places, folks. That's right. Jump on his coattails. Shout him out to the world. There you go, guys. His aunt just died today. Let's give him a shout out. Yep. It is sad. It's pitiful. That's the kind of stuff that we see going on here. I know, Drunk King, it's laughable because it is. Imagine when you're the host, you read that. How do you deal with it? Do I acknowledge it? Well, I kind of, if people are all starting to say, oh, I'm so sorry for you and that, well, now I kind of got it so I don't look like a complete gutless fool. But I got to move on past it. And then there's some that are going to say, oh my God, what a cold bastard. The guy's aunt just died. He never shouted him out. Awful. He has no heart, that guy. I told you Pusa Studios was evil. Guys, I don't play into that stuff. I won't. And I know those are the things that you guys face sometimes in your live streams. You wonder. Everybody has to handle it their own way. But that said, if you want to keep your live stream rolling on any kind where the people still replace and stuff, you got to know and not put up with being manipulated onto it. Your show, you're the one in the end who's responsible for where it goes and how it goes. And there's nobody else to blame but yourself when it's all said and done. And I've heard it, guys. I've heard them all. I've gotten messages this long. I've had people when I used to grab Hangouts more. That's half the reason why I don't do it. They sit there and just blame everybody else under the sun for everything's going wrong in their own life, and that's why they are in the way of the YouTube, just justifying it. Or their channel's not doing good. It's got nothing to do with their content or the way they present. or anything. It's always somebody else's fault, or they've had it so hard that gives them a jump past everybody else. You know, it don't work that way, folks. It's the same in real life as it is here. What are you going to do if you do get the chance to get big enough? First of all, my opinion is if you're doing all those things I just mentioned, chances are you're going where it's going. And that's nowhere in a fast hurry. That's my opinion. Because you're spending so much time looking for the pity and looking for that and coercing people to either let you on panels or go watch your videos or spend 3 hours hearing your thoughts all the time. How can you be building anything decent? You got no time for it. You got to eat, you got to live. There's got to be something in this day that takes you away from YouTube. And when you're in front of the computer, your time is completely booked up doing that stuff. So how does it get better? It doesn't. It doesn't, in a nutshell. Just my opinion. But I don't see it getting any better. You have no time for it. See, our show, we haven't gotten a studio yet. You don't see 10 people working behind us. I'm not on a plane right now going for a crazy weekend in Palm Springs that I can vlog. This is true. And some people will say, well, after a year of doing this at 8,600, you might as well quit because you're going nowhere. Maybe they have a point to it. But I could have sat around for the last year fighting with every channel that didn't like us, picking fights with them, going on panels discussing about it, hanging hangouts, getting everybody against each other, all this stuff, or just get better at what we do. And whether you like what I do or not, or what we do, Xenia and I, we have gotten better. Are we perfect? No. You seen tonight, we started off, forgot the friggin' mic, brought the slider, but one of the mute volumes that's got stuck on. That's fine. But we've always tried to get better. I would rather spend my time working on my channel than worrying about what the people don't like to do, or the people that want to control my channel to get in a direction that they would feel more comfortable with. You can either cater to the ones that try to hold you over a barrel, or you can stand up to the ones that hold you over that barrel and instead cater to the ones who like what you do. And it's a lot less work to cater to the ones that do like you. Otherwise, you spend all your time in grudge matches and your channel just stays dormant. I watched a live stream last night. I haven't been over there in a while. This channel is priceless. He's had trolls for over a year. He's supposed to be doing something else. Never time for the trolls. All this guy does is turn on the camera for an hour and fight with the trolls. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen because he wants to meet them all face to face. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. I actually stay subscribed just for the entertainment value. I never comment. I even make sure to go in through our what do you call it there? Incognito. Just so there's no trace of me into this because I want no part of it. But it's so ridiculous to watch. The channel is dead in the water. It's just floating around. It's like when you go duck hunting. This thing's just flopped over in the pond doing slow circles from the little bit of current that's left. And it's just sitting there asking all these trolls to come meet him face to face and stuff like that. I mean, that's to me where it gets you when you get caught up in the messes that go on in here. Oh my God, this channel, that's a great way to grow. This has got nothing but potential into it. I mean, it's done. It's over. The goose has been cooked, even though it's still in the water. You know, that's what happens in here if you're not careful, let everything get to you. So, I don't want this to be a hate night or anything like that. I'm just once again stating the fact that I am never going to be giving in to people that come in here and try and guilt me into doing anything on my show, saying anything about them. The best one, even down to, hi there, Pusa Studios, shout me out. No, even if I wanted to at this point, no interest. Or, hey, Pusa Studios, when can I be a guest on your live stream? Well, probably never, because, you know, you go blunt. Everybody that usually does that, there's a reason why they're doing it, is because on their own, They can't attract anything because they are their own behavior. And then everybody that's someone decent that sees this doesn't touch them. You know? How many times do you see it? It comes in here. Sub to me. No. You seem like a great channel, and the way you just came in and said that, well, hell, I'm excited to find out what you got. Could have a fantastic channel, but who's going to find out? Pretty much nobody cares. You know? You have to handle your channel, guys, like you would a business. And if you're having that much problems in real life, you would have as much trouble handling a business in real life as you're going to have trouble handling a channel in here. You need to get some help sometimes to fix what's going on in your life, so you're not only better in real life, but also then better in your YouTube life. You cannot come to YouTube either A, looking for that kind of help, or B, to use it as a fast track to get past a lot of things, using it as an excuse. And everybody can do what they want, and if you just want to, I mean, that's your choice. You have no, whether I like it or not, that's completely. I know that what I'm allowing in here, and I do get those requests. I've watched them call me in Hangouts, call me in Hangouts. You've heard me say how much I hate Hangouts, and I can't wait till it's gone. Well, there was all partly the reasons why. It's always the same ones like that, and I don't do that. That's not my thing. Where the hell does it say therapist in the about section? I have a heart for somebody I know in here well, and you know their mom passed away. Of course I feel bad for them. Of course my heart goes out to them. Who wouldn't? You'd have to be made of ice. But it's not like they're saying, well, my mom died, and usually they do that. A lot of times they'll either make like a short video telling everybody what's up, and I'll be back in a little bit, you know. And they do that. It's the ones that do that. And oh, by the way, don't forget that my PayPal link right in the description, just in case you wanna give me a little shove here during my mom. You know, all that stuff. It's not here for that. That's not what YouTube is about. We're not supposed to be a social media here. We're not Facebook. We're none of that stuff. That's the difference between it. This is supposed to be a creator's platform, but the lines get grayed way too much, and there's always those people out there that want to take advantage of it. You know? They see opportunity. They're opportunists. And that's hard to watch something because I see some really good people in here get taken advantage of, and that's what makes me mad. And you know, sometimes when, like, you know, everybody brings it up, sometimes they'll say, like, you see, and they say, well, if that person wants to help them out, whatever. No. They're right, whatever. If they want to help them out, they're grown adults and they're within their capacities, they want to do it. I can't tell them to stop. It's none of my business. It doesn't change the fact that it sickens me when I see some people taking advantage of people's goodness like that either. And that's why we don't allow GoFundMe's into this stuff and that. And we've had channels that have never come back since, because they finally came to ask. And we said we don't do that here. And there's a reason why I don't do it here. And I don't plan to start doing it here. And it's not going to happen here for that reason. Because there is some odd ones now and then that we would like to help more. You know what Xenia and I mostly do? We give to their privately. If we know it's a genuine thing, we'll do it that way. We don't need our name and all the like. We don't need it. Not. It's a really... That bothers me a lot because I grew up in a small town. And you know everybody very well, and I've seen some very good people get horribly taken advantage of that turn their life into utter misery. And it's a very, 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 very sore subject with me, and I'm not getting into it, but I'm just saying that. And there's a lot that are very good at bringing up the sob story when need be to either get attention or to get money or to get on a panel. It's just like a switchblade knife. And it's out. Their story. Their sad face. Their everything. I see people holding other people semi-hostage to that. Well, I don't want to throw him out right now because the guy says he's thinking about taking his own life. He needs help. You can't give him help whether it's on a channel or not. All those simple things. The only thing you can do for people is recommend them to get proper health care. Get their number. Get them in touch with somebody. You can't do that. You can't fix people on here. if they're in here looking for fixing or using that, it's because they haven't sought out what they need to in the real world, and they need to be in the real world to deal with it. This is a fantasy land in this part for you all. We're all real, but you know what I mean. It's not like we're next door neighbors. It's not like you can go over and actually see their life. Lots of people can say they do lots of things when they turn the camera. I've had that before. They said, you know that guy though? That guy, he's crazy. He's on here, but he's got a ton of money. How the hell do you know? Do you have access to his bank account? No. He told me. Oh, really? You don't know. You don't know where he lives. You don't know what he does. You see them on the camera, in the background. Yes, thank you. Yes, holding someone hostage is no way to seek help. Exactly. You can't fix them. That's why I say, for me personally, by dragging stuff on, I then just feel like I would be part of the problem, and I don't want to be part of that person's problem. I don't want to. It's not fair, and I would never have the tools to make it right for them anyways. I have priorities in my life. I have my kids. I have my wife. I have my work. Those got to be my priority. I can't fix the world, and nor does this channel. This is not youtube.com/fixtheworld. Never. Oh, Chef and more. I'm fine. I'm more saying this tonight, like to let her. What the whole point of these like live stream? Oh my God, I'm half tongue tied now. I'm sorry about that. Survival guide to live streaming is because what I know what it's like when you get started in here a lot of times, and there's no cheat sheet that comes along with doing a live stream. Anything and everything can be thrown at you. And it's live, and it puts you on the spot and stuff like that. So it's more to say you're not alone into it. I like that you guys get to know each other. Maybe you guys can rely on that stuff, get some points from each other on dealing with this stuff like that. Fundamentally, it's just a topic that's just come up with, like many other topics we've brought up in these. That was the whole goal with this series, was to bring up the stuff that doesn't get discussed in the usual live stream. There's lots of technical value put into YouTube videos on how to get on and do a live stream. But I don't find there's much of anything like this that really actually just goes into it about it. And I mean, all I can mostly talk about is our experiences and what other people told me about theirs. That's pretty much what I'm working through, Yes, Mama Goonie brings up a great point. Yes, I've seen some strange things, like someone say my mother has cancer, or they got some other illness. Very awkward situations, it is. Cardoso, you have a great night. I hope you had a great vacation. Thank you so much for coming. It's always nice to see you. Like, we get that on the wheel some nights. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me. I've had people that really have gone through that, and it's not that some of them don't. Some of them it's done, but they're milking it. Me personally, if there's anybody, first of all, let me tell you, if something ever happens to me, I don't need a bunch of stuff done, okay? First and foremost. So, you can keep that on. Respect my family's privacy would be the biggest thing.
Like, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be going live.
No.
Especially when it's something like that happens. I mean, I don't understand people.
And that's what happens. We get on a live stream and the wheel is going. Everybody's having a good time. Hey there, Pusa Studios. Just came in to tell you my mother just died this afternoon. Why come in and do that?
Always private message us if something that you.
That
really
is what most people with a real scenario does. They do. They DM us and then we find out after. Guys, I want to tell you, I feel kind of close to you guys. I just want you to know and nobody knows it's an explanation for what happened. By the way, I'm not saying that you have to. I've always said it. There's people that come and go and they're always welcome to. Hey, real life always will come first. But some feel the need, I guess, just because they know us long enough to want to tell us. But they DM us about it. They don't try to make it into some billboard looking for pity to get more money and stuff like that, That's the thing about it. I just see so many channels on here that come up and I read their about section. I look at their videos and I'm like, are you kidding me? it's anything but the truth. You say you came on because you like to, I don't know, teach fish to dance in your pond, and it's nothing but 500 videos of trying to get money out of people, or complaining that they don't let you up in their panels enough, or they don't acknowledge you enough, and stuff like that. You know, it's a bizarre place here. It really is. But my advice, if anybody's wondering what my advice out of all this is, you don't add to the problem by engaging it. I never believed in that, so that's my advice. You can handle it or not handle it. It's your channel. In the end, you have a right to do whatever you want to do with your own channel. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do with it at all, any shape or fan. If your fans don't like it, they're going to start going away, and you're going to get the message. So that's why the only thing I can tell you is make sure you check out your analytics, because that will tell a tale that's the tale you want to hear. Don't play deaf to that one. I get guilted all the time for stuff, and it works on me half the time. I get that, Northern. I mean, I know you're a good person, and it is hard. And I mean, that's what people look for. They look for that weakness in somebody, and it's not weakness like you're weak. Please do not take it that way. What I mean is that's the predatory view of them. They're predators. Call it for what you want. They're a form of predators. They read people, they analyze people, they look for cracks in people where they figure they can get in, and then that's when they start. And it's either to make them feel bad and get their way in the channel, or make them feel bad so they change what they're doing because they're doing better than the other. Whatever the reason, it's a predatory behavior. And I know it's hard. I know you're a good person. I don't doubt that. And to be honest, I feel that YouTube made me a lot more jaded than when I started off. I wasn't like naive and rainbows. But I have become more cold and more callous to a lot of things like that. Because I realize if I keep hanging on to it, it's going to drive me crazy. And for the ones that screw me, well, that's kind of a good byproduct because it drives them crazy that I'm not getting put out by it. But I see that to my times. Same channels, having to get the same channels with them whenever they do stuff and like that. And they don't want to say no to them because they don't want to hurt their feelings because they've seen how bad they took it last time and all that. Are you a YouTube channel or are you their therapy? And you have to decide what you are. You have to decide what you are out of that. And my only thing I can say is if you decide that you want to go to their therapy side, in my opinion, you're not helping. You're adding to their problem. And once again, Nerd of the North, because I took your comment because I just wanted to read it. I thought it was very nice. That does not make me saying that you're adding to it. What I'm saying is that they're trying to get what they want out of what you do. And I do feel bad when I see people getting manipulated in here. And manipulation happens here so much. And I've watched everybody justify it. I have heard every goddamn excuse under the book. And they're all excuses. And honestly, the more they put, the lamer they get. You know. Thank you, Northern Road, because you know I like it, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say that to you. I'm talking from, when I'm doing that, I'm talking kind of from their point of view, where they're looking at it. You are a good channel. You're going to be fine with anybody. I am not part of anybody. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm a peninsula. I'm not an island, and I'm not a colony. I don't want anybody to walk me by the hand, and I haven't been like that. I kind of jumped away a long time ago, and took some pretty hard knocks for doing it the way I've done it. But I mean, we're still here and we're still growing. So I did something right along the way. I really don't like when people feel that they're dependent on other channels in any shape or form. And that doesn't mean like we got to call ourselves the same name or something. You got to keep your individuality. You got to appeal to your audience, not to anybody else. Do you know what I mean by that? That's all you should be focusing on when you're on YouTube is your audience. And that's the ones who like you. And you got to get new people coming in to check you out. But you do not have to go and run after people who don't want to watch you or don't like you or try to use you. Oh, if you don't let me up in your panel, I'm not going to watch you anymore. Good. See, that's what I've said. You know, I don't fall for that kind of guilt. And I've gotten it time and time again. Go, because if if I didn't say yes tonight, it's the next time's coming. So eventually, at some point, it's going to be going. So that's an endless endeavor. Spend the time on the endeavor that counts. Keep the people happy that like you. They're your best word of advertising for other people to come and see you. Because if this person's decent, most likely they have 3 other people they really like that are kind of like them. That's why they like each other. So they're going to tell them to come and check you out. Or if you go into a new live stream and that happens and we get a channel and they're like, oh, I like Pusa Studios because they do this, this, and this. Well, that's great. That's great advertising because people in there already know them and they say, wow, well, if that channel is saying it, there must be some truth to it. I'll at least have to take a look. There's channels that have tried everything to get my attention to fight, and I just walk away. I can stand up for myself when need be, but I don't want to do it every day. Because every day I do that, I'm taking attention away from the people who do like what I do. And I will not let them have that. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to them. But first and foremost, the selfish is it's not fair to me. Because I only have so much time in the day. I can either spend it dealing with that stuff or dealing with what I like to do in here. And the people who like what we do in here. There's too much rubber in it. Believe in what you do. If you can take one thing away from tonight, even if you have one of those afflictions that I was talking about earlier tonight and that, today's the day to drop it. Find out why you came onto YouTube and start doing that. And show everybody what you're made out of. Wow, everybody. And it's never too late. I've seen lots of people change like that. There's this thing of like, well, I've thrown it down the toilet now, so I got no more no. It's only down for as long as you let it be down. But it's only going to go up when you let it go up. I mean, seriously, we can talk and say all kinds of kumbaya stuff, but in the end, it's up for you to pull you up, just like in life and just like on here. And I hope that anybody I was talking about tonight that goes through that will take it more than just YouTube and get some stuff right in your own life. Go and find it. What's going to make you better? You like YouTube? You want to create? That's amazing. Then get yourself right so you can come on here and make amazing things. And you don't need to do that stuff. People are going to come just because they like what you do. That's it. That's the simple answer to it. And if somebody down the road doesn't like it, fuck them. Don't worry about it. There's more. There's 2 billion channels on here. Don't spend your time worrying about that. Don't bring yourself. I see that happen so often. People make a new start on here and about 2 channels, pick with them, and then they go back down. If you can't hold yourself up because 2 people got a problem with you, then again, you shouldn't be on here. Don't worry what they think. Who cares? There's tons of people in there that watch what you do, like what you do. Go after them. It drives me crazy. I've watched some channels leave here, and it bugs me because they had some good stand on their own content. But you know what, still? If it gets them that much, I'm glad they're going. As much as I like what they do, they were never going to be happy on here. They weren't going to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to be good with yourself in here to be able to put on any kind of thing that people will watch. You can't chase people around in that. Why haven't you watched me? How come you even come to my live stream? Hey, I gave you a super chat. Why are you not shouting me out every time I come on? Seriously. If that's what your channel's based on to, you might as well quit. Because it's not going anywhere. There's your advertising. There's where it's like we get so much money when you start a business, put it all. It's basically like you've thrown it all down the toilet. That's not how you do anything in life, including YouTube. There's no difference here. All we've ever done at YouTube is the same thing we've done with our business in real life. That's how we run it. We run it like a business plan. We're looking at making some changes this fall. We don't go and do it because, sweeping floors is God, you see that guy? Sweeping floors, he got 1,000 views. Sold, we're sweeping floor channel. No. It's idiotic. What do you know about it? Do you have any background into it? Can you go and do it without making yourself look like a fool? No. You came on here, you got some experience. Find the best way to make that experience tangible to others. Be personable. Talk to yourself. Look at yourself. Am I worth listening to right now? Do I sound like I believe? Am I engaging? Do people enjoy the way I do it? Is there ways I can get better at doing it so people enjoy it more? Do that. You know, when Xavier and I first started live streaming, we had no voice because we never done this. We were all over the place, and sometimes still are. But we have learned how to do things better on here. Nobody can take that away from us. And somebody can say we suck and we're horrible. And that's fine. I don't care. Because at least enough of the people like what we do. When everybody starts having a problem with it and everything starts going downhill, there's nobody to blame. I can't blame that channel that said that before, because you know what? Now the people are saying it, and they're right. They are. The dip is there. They're not coming back. Less and less and less. I can't live in a dreamland, because if I do, it's going to get to the point where nobody comes back and it's too late to fix anything. Then you're screwed. That's like your business. People start coming by as much. What was wrong? Well, they don't like the music that I play in my shop, but I like the music I play in my shop. I'm going to keep playing it. Now nobody's coming back. Nobody's bought anything. The music's playing, but guess what? The store's closing in 2 days. So me and them will never have to listen to that music ever again. But I did it my way. You have to find a flexibility. I always say you can't change your core values. Start changing your core values, nobody's going to respect you. It's going to show up within weeks. Somebody's going to see it. But if you can find a balance between your message that you believe into and being able to listen to yourself and see where you do have places you can improve or change things, you know, the answers are right there that you can do this. I mean, this isn't rocket science, guys. It really isn't. Just be honest with yourself. I always bring up the example of travels with Bruce, who was at 6,000 we interviewed him. Now he's like at 25,000. He's rocketing. He does a show that's geared mostly towards like 30, I'd say even 45 and up as he's majority, because it's cruising. He would get on and he would talk to everybody for an half hour and do all these things. Then he would get into the news about cruise ships and all that. People told him, I love you, Bruce. You're a great guy. I can't sit around and wait for all this. They stopped coming, some of them. So what did Bruce do? Bruce worked his message around. Okay. Comes on and says one of the most clever things that I've seen on YouTube yet. Remember I said about he has like an older audience. What do older people like to talk about? The weather and complain about gas prices. First thing he asks his audience, how much is a gallon of gas where you live? Which is smart because he's even Canadian, but he read his audience enough to know the majority's in the States. They all tell him. He's engaged the audience. That takes 5 or 10 minutes to get going at the most. But within that, by far, he's already gone into the news of traveling. Then when it's done, he goes back and then starts to talk with people more. That change alone has changed his whole channel. Changed his whole channel. He's growing like crazy. Some other things have changed, but that was one of the bigger changes, because why? He listened to his audience and made things work for them so they enjoy their time more. The ones that can't stay for the whole time got what they wanted and left, so they give a like, and the ones that could stay longer stayed. We can't get on here with egos that we know how to do everything right. And God help anybody who dares say that we've got on and said we know how to do it right. Because you've seen our mistakes firsthand. I've shown you stuff, screenshots that most of them don't even want to show you. You know who I got that from? I'll always owe thanks to Linus Tech Tips. A huge channel. I bring him up lots. He's over 8 million subscribers. He's where I learned that it's okay to show our mistakes in live streaming. He has built a name for being an amazing YouTuber about tech and for dropping things. There is reels of him just dropping stuff made by his other co-workers about his channel. So own them up and then learn from them. Don't keep making them. But you have to. Mistakes add a bit of laughter. Exactly. People connect with you. They say, oh my God, they get it. Hey, I've done that mistake before. Okay, so it's not so bad that I did this tonight. My channel will still go on. I agree, Donnie. It does. It really does. It shows you. Be genuine. Be human. Let people connect with you. But at the same time, too, I am guarded. That's why we can't talk to people all the time and have hangouts for 4 hours and all the stories. I don't want everybody knowing all my story, all my day. That's my life. I do share part of it here, but not all of it. And I've had that before where we've gone off. I'm like, guys, today just hasn't been a good day. A lot's gone on. I hope you guys will come back and watch it. We'll make it up to you some night. Nobody ever gets mad at us and says, I hope things are better. I'm sorry to hear that. They don't sit there, well, what happened? And I don't sit there for 3 hours. Well, oh my God, I got a bill today from the government and I'm going to... That's nobody's business. I shouldn't have to do that to people. What do you want me to do? Open up everything and then like hand in hat? No. It's not that I don't love yous. We all have our different relationships. And I'm not on here for that. I get that a lot, guys, and I do, and I snap at some people sometimes with that when they do something really stupid and then come in and, well, I'm sorry I did that, but this happened. And it's like, I don't care what happened to you right now. Even if it's a legitimate story and something happened, you've been using this excuse for months and a year or 2 or 3 or whatever to build your damn YouTube channel. It's just constantly you're doing this. I don't want to hear it, because if I hear it, I've already became part of the problem. If you have that kind of problems or issues, get off of YouTube, get off of Facebook, get off all that stuff. Not one of them is healthy for you. And deal with it where you got to be in the moment, in the real world, and then come back for it. It's not that you're not important. It's because you are important. You should do that for yourself. Because there's no help to be found on here. Everybody can have a bad day. And you can have somebody on here that's dealing with depression and things like that come and give update. But they don't use it and say, well, yeah, but if you don't come back and watch it tomorrow, I might not be here. You got to watch my channel. I'm depressed, right? Go in live stream and type it. Sending 85 text messages or Twitter messages. Some public, some not. It just don't cut it. And I won't be part of that, so. It might sound cold, and some people will take it out of context, and I'm more than fine with it, but I'm not changing on that. Our channel will never be dictated by that stuff. My live streams, what we do on here, I can't help people, so why am I going to open myself up to that? And as far as manipulation, there's probably 2 things I hate the most in this world. One, I would rather, as my mother say, and I love this expression, I'd rather you slap my face than lie to me. I hate lying. I can't stand it. Yes, if you tell somebody they don't know to be kind in something that's kind. But you know what I mean. Lying, I despise. I think it's the lowest form of disrespect to somebody there is. And I hate manipulation. With a passion, I despise it. Because you know why? Lying and passion have a lot. Lying and manipulation have a lot in common. You don't need it to be on here. If you're in bad shape, get help and then come on here. And then use your story. If you want to go with that route, use it in a way to lift people up and give people a place to come. Don't use it as a way to control people. Because there's a very big difference between the both, a huge one. And I'm tired of getting it like in the live streams. I'm tired of seeing it happen to other people. Because it's certainly not just us. It's... And I can't tell you guys how to handle it. But I just hope you'll think about that time that it does, in my opinion, and for my reasons, I'm going to continue to do it. I will not let it go, or I feel like I'm just adding to the problem by doing so. There's no real help in just letting people vent day after day after day after day for hours, whether it's on private or public hangouts and all that stuff like that. We're supposed to be creators on here to make channels. And it's good to have friends that you can message, hey, I was thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? I noticed something happened on my channel today. What do you think? How's your kids? But I don't look at this as Facebook. I don't look at it as... That's where a lot of this group mentality came out of, and that's just... I'll put the challenge to you. Find me a big YouTuber that puts all their thanks to doing stuff like that. Thank God I was in this group. Bam, Juliet Miranda's in the house. It's nice to see you. Miss you too. Juliet Miranda and I both have a background in music, and her husband David. We all know the expression. I've brought this up many times. How many times, and this still happens this day, but because of my age, I guess I'll use it. How many bands in the 80s were all playing in LA on the Sunset Strip and all said the same thing? Oh, bro, yeah, I make it, don't worry, we're all getting there together. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can't. It don't work that way. We can be good to each other and give each other better lifts and stuff like that. You can be friends with a band who's really nice people and really good-hearted, and they're just not good at being a musician. You could have a band that doesn't have the voice that when you get them up there, the majority wants to hear, even though you think they're fantastic. They don't want to hear them. And most YouTubers, as in musicians, once they get busy on here, they get catapulted up into a new level. I heard that there's a channel I knew, and they said that about Peter McKinnon when he got big. I hate him. I remember him back when he only had a couple of subscribers. We used to support him. Then he got big, and he forgets who we are. He got busy. What do you think happened to him? He shot up to 1 million subscribers. All of a sudden, that guy, by the way, is Peter McKinnon. I don't know if I said it beforehand. Now he's doing collabs with Casey Neistat. He's getting messages from all kinds of YouTubers everywhere that are big. And guess what? He was big to you at the time because he was starting to take off. Now he became in the big league. He's a small guy. And he needs to jump and seize every opportunity he can to establish himself for being there, or it's all going to fall right back down. You can't do it. And that's the same as that musician. What on us? You remember we used to play those clubs together? Remember when we played the Dirty Maggot together and all those things? We said we were going to be together and keep in contact. I haven't heard from him since he got up there. What a snob. No. He is getting bounced around from everybody trying to sign him, to deal with him, endorsement ideas, setting up new venues on a larger scale than he ever dreamed of. 8 months on a bus tour somewhere in the middle of Indiana. He looks out the window and thinks, God, I haven't spoken to that channel in 8 months. Can't do it. It don't work that way. There's no Laverne and Shirley, let's all hold hands and get there together. It doesn't work like that. You need to be your own person on here. You can get help from channels. You can network with them. You can collab with them. You can do all those things. But in the end of it, at the end of the day, it's up to you. You can't daisy chain on somebody. And I see people doing it. It's pitiful. Bits and pieces out of each one of that and try to justify their own, hanging around like some sort of bond fear, and the other one's grabbing and that. Most people know any length of time when they're on, they can spot them out. It's not helping you. You want to live in somebody's shadow, enjoy being in the shadow, but you definitely won't get a light shone on you. We're not a big channel. 80s, like I say, there I was going to say 85. See, I can't remember my own channel numbers. 8,600. I was going to say 85. Either way, we're the head of a pin. Nobody can ever say we're walking around doing. Yes, we've gotten bigger. Yes, I can be the voice that I want to be more, and I can say a bit more of what I want to say to more people, maybe. But our experiences now are no different than when we first got monetized. Nothing has changed.
Thank you, Juliet.
Thank you, Juliet. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. My videos suck. No, they don't. You can get better. That's what it's all about. Wanting to get better. You don't have to be Steven Spielberg to be on here. It's just a simple want to get better. Like I said, Xavier and I didn't know our ass from a hole in the ground when we started live streaming. And I'm sure if you ask some people, they'd say it's still the same way.
I mean, Paul also is a practical advice channel. I don't know how much cinematics you want to put into that.
Well, that's another thing, too. Exactly. That's a very good point. You know, I mean, you got to find the best way to get your message across. What's more important for what you do? You know, actually doing stuff in that part, you know, you could kind of go all like, ooh, look, a B-roll, and oh, look, there's a bumblebee, and then there's a black and white shot of a chair with an umbrella. It's not helping the message any.
And all I want to know is how to do things.
And where's Danny Blank, by the way? Great to see you. Some really sucky videos go viral and make people careers. It does happen. I've always brought up that example. Look at when somebody catches a bank robbery in Florida. You know, they catch the scene, the cop chase, when the car goes flying out. Nobody sits there after and says, well, a little grainy, wasn't it? Did you notice that the background was a little too out of focus? Nobody cares. Amazing message. Trumps all of it. I mean, it's good to be good and keep getting better. But the point is, you can do all the theatrics you want, but the message has got to be there. There's got to be something that draws people in. Something that people... And it's a balance about all of it. I know it's not really on topic, but I've said that time and time again, guys. That's something that's what's happened with YouTube is the loss of balance. You know, it's like those long boats where you row a bunch of people, you know, oars in the water side by side. It's like I just see nothing but people either I just seen a video and they said we should all row from the left. Flump, 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 and they go round in circles, round in circles. No, I seen Bob tonight, and Bob said definitely you have to row from the right. And round and around and around they go, back and forth, basically making gigantic figure eights and going nowhere. That's honestly what I feel is a big problem. You need a balance of everything to grow a channel. Okay? You need a balance of content. You need good content, okay? You need good content. If you have to look at it reasonably and saying, okay, this looks pretty crappy. If I was a viewer, I wouldn't watch it. Or this thumbnail sucks and it doesn't even make me want to go and see what's any further. Or, oh my God, my channel still has that generic background that 3 trillion other channels have, and it's not very impressive. Okay? That's one side of it. That whole packaging is everything. Then you got to get out there. And here it comes. God help me, everybody. The ground is shaking. Oh my God. That nasty word. Network. No, sky hasn't fallen. Good. Guys, cut yourself off the feet if you want. But if you open a new store, do you just roll up the door and say, spill. They're a-coming. No. But once again, on the other side, if you do everything as just network, and your channel's a complete disaster, good luck. And I hope you enjoy it because you're going to be going from them to them because YouTube has certainly taken no interest in what you do. Call it for what it is. You also, and this is something that doesn't get discussed enough, look for a void that hasn't been filled yet. Stop looking at every channel you see as, well, they had a great week. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. Holding sardines by the tail and dancing. That guy got 10,000 views with it. I'm a dancing sardine channel. Change the banner, change the look, change the tags. I have a dancing sardine channel, folks. That's right. Hashtag dancing sardines for everybody. Well, why is it not taking off? Oh, I know why. I knew there was something about it. There's a channel I seen that makes dog poop tap dance. That's the ticket. Sardines are over. It's tap dancing dog shit. This is going to bring in the people. Stop the cameras.
Bye.
Time to get the channel changed here. We're going to be one of them. That's not going anywhere. I don't know why. How many times can somebody chase their tail between their legs around and around and around after every little thing that's shiny in front of them? If you don't commit to anything on here, how is anybody supposed to ever connect with what you do? You have your favorite TV shows of all time. Do they change every week? Did the Big Bang Theory every week come back as something new? This week's Big Bang Theory will look like, I don't know, MASH. Yep, they're all doing MASH. And the next week you come back, they're all going to be like Seinfeld. And then the next time you come back, they're all going to be like NCIS. Shut up. Shut up. God.
I apologize.
No, I haven't been drinking at all. No. Coffee. Just, I had something I came on to talk about tonight. That's what we do in this this series, is about it. And there is always those recurring things into it. And I do, guys. The point is, you got to stop taking what every channel says and saying, like, that's the only thing you have to do. It's a well-balanced diet of everything. You see the end of a show. There's like 200 names that are thanked for what they do on there. As a YouTuber, you're all those people. There's a lot of hats to wear. You got to keep your channel fresh. You can't keep copying what everybody else does because maybe they're good at the way they do that. And if you keep copying it, you're always going to be compared to it, is what I'm trying to say. And do you want to live in your shadows, or do you want to have a chance at being a spotlight? Do you want to be an innovator or a follower? It doesn't. Find your own voice, and most of you came here with a voice already. You got to find the best way to be you on here and not worry so much what everybody else is doing. Because what works for one is horrible for the other. I'm bad at vlogging. We've played around with it a little bit. We're horrible at it. Maybe we could get better with a lot of practice. I have my doubts. But some people are really good at it. So why would you be doing anything else that you're kind of just because somebody else was getting more views with it when you're really good at that? Give yourself a chance to be you on here, guys. People connect to us because we're us. We do a lot of things in here, and yes, some nights bring in more than others, and we know that. But I mean, we're still Xenia and Andrew first and foremost. That's what people come to see. And somebody could come in here tomorrow night. Maybe they do better with taking over the whole thing and doing it. Who knows? But it's never going to look like us. Because that's what we always played on to, was the individuality of us as a couple. And nobody else can replicate that, nor should they try. Because you have a story all your own that's a lot more interesting when you live it than us. Nobody can be better at being you than you. So don't feel like you got to sell yourself down the river every time that you don't get the turnout that you're looking for. Look at more of the way you can do it. Pick up bits and pieces from everybody else, more of the way to handle and stuff like that. But you got to be your own. Word travels fast here. I've seen people trying to copy us on some almost literally, some half-assed, some tiny bits. You don't think I get a ton of messages every time somebody does that? People saying it? Oh my God, did you see this? Did you see that? Do you think they're saying it and messaging saying, oh, isn't that so cool? My God, that's so impressive. My God, that's so ingenious. How do you think they're messaging when they say it? You don't have to write it, but I think you already know. Xenia and I really work to find something that works for us, and it's not for everybody. And that's the last part of it, guys. As I've always said, be fine with not being good for everyone. Otherwise, your channel has no direction. It's okay for somebody to turn up their nose and walk away. It really is. It's not the end of the world. That means you've got a place for your channel to go. You're not zigzagging around. So we know our demographic. We know where we work. But that doesn't mean everybody in our demographic likes us. That doesn't mean there's some out of the demographic. There's the fringe that do like what we do. But it's a lot less than the other ones. That's okay. And the same with you. Find balance to all these guys, all these points, guys. It's the only way to try and build a healthy channel on here and not lose your sanity. And not let your goal vanish that you started off with. You know. I would like to see you all succeed, but you have to realize succeed doesn't mean a million subscribers on here. Success could be hitting 1,000, could be hitting 10,000, 20. It could be having 500 subscribers and you're still making $5,000 a month off it in products that you're selling. You cannot Please explain to David that his channel idea to squish eggs with his index finger has a limited audience.
Well,
you never know. You never know. That could actually like really kind of...
Like, don't encourage him.
Yes. I'm gone in my little book. Oh, sorry, you guys were talking.
Yeah, the Dancing Sardines channel must happen. It must happen.
And guys, even what I say, and even what Xenia says, all it is suggestions. Nobody can tell you what to do with your channel except you. Yes, How To Basic. That was the channel I was thinking of, Donnie. Exactly. Want to talk about eggs and making a ton of money? We're all... which of you is this? Sorry?
I think Budget Bushrat is still under the heat wave. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Oh my God. One of the fingers, which is... Even Grant's in on it tonight. I love it.
Tuna fingers.
Tuna fingers. That's probably Jen. I got him to say that. It's an old inside one joke. God, that was bad. Oh my God. So that's it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. So you can take from it what you want. That's just my view on the whole thing. Thank you for listening to me rant. I am like you. I get frustrated with a lot of stuff that goes on here as well. And as any side notes, the sad part is most of what I said tonight won't be heard by the people that should hear it. And it's always a small population that ruin it for a lot of the bigger ones. You don't owe anybody anything for being on here. No shape or form. Except yourself. You make with it and do with it as you will. Who watches you by your own growth and back and forth. And if you do try like the bullying by I call it emotionally bribing people, to be perfectly honest. For me, I don't give in to it because I feel like, and I've been cornered a couple times just in the last couple days, but I'm not changing how I deal with it. Somebody can find a cold or something like that, but if you want to hear the full reason, you can go back and play this over. But that kind of emotional blackmail, that doesn't work on me, because I would just be, not only am I going to not let anybody tell me how to do things on here or who I can have on or visit and all that stuff, but I just feel like I'd be part of the problem if I engaged it more. It really is, guys. If people are having trouble that come to you with them kind of troubles, they need real help, not something we can give on YouTube, nor should we. There's a lot of ethical reasons not to do it. Forget even the channel stuff like that. So I thank you guys very much for listening in. Stay the same, Andrew. I deal with it by making parodies. There's a lot of good in here, guys. There's a lot of good talent people. Just run with your talent. And it's hard because at the end we kind of then mangled through a bunch of other stuff. But tonight original was about that. So, and I have, guys, we stay the course. Get ready because we have some things planned for the fall. We're looking into doing some things differently, some changes, some not. Are they set in stone yet? No, that's not. We're looking at them, but
10K is gonna come with a blast.
Oh, Juliet, much love to you. Much love to you. And we got to talk to you and David very soon, private. Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked. It's great to see you guys, though. Much love to you and David. Thank you for thinking of us. Beautiful Queen, how are you? We're just about to end it, I think. I don't know anything else you want to add.
No, I think you said everything.
I think you're just going to say that.
Be aware of people out there. Love yourself first. And don't let other people take yourself for granted. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet, guys.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be back with our Triple T's Tech Talk Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So join us about, on a bit of lighter note, about everything YouTube, on the technical part of it, of how to do and what not to do. All the tips and questions from you and from us. Yes, so we, you and I have questions. You and I have answers. The biggest YouTube think tank, we would like to think. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, our regular time. So I hope you can join us, one of our favorite times of the week. So hope you can make it. And hit the like button on this live stream. Share it out. Hopefully there are going to be people that need to see it, that will be seeing it. And if you can, please leave a comment. We're really trying to work on our comment section. Please do. We do appreciate for those who have already. Thank you so much.
Much love, guys. Thank you for listening tonight. I hope it helps some, or at least gets the conversation going more. Do as you will. Once again, anything we ever say, make your own decisions, okay? I'll say that even about our own stuff. You got a head on your shoulders. We just get the ball rolling. You guys decide how you want to roll with it. Be your own person on here. Much love to you all. Grant, you have a fantastic night. Each and every one of you guys, thank you for coming, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Be well. Bye now.